Welcome back to the Student Section Podcast, where I am your host. Yo, it's Quise, joined by my co-host,
Kevo.
J-Les.
And today we have a special guest, the very first female to ever come on the podcast, a woman in sports reporter,
Juliette Eckler. What's up?
Thank you for being on the podcast today. Appreciate you for hopping on.
Thank you guys for inviting me. I'm excited.
Yeah. We're going to get into it, talk about NBA, NFL, and some soccer. So, first topic we want to dive into straight off the bat is NFL head coaches' hirings and firings. Jacob, lead us away.
Well, first off, we had 11 head coach openings this offseason, which is just an insane amount, to be honest. Yeah, as like a third of the league is without a head coach. But they've all been filled as of this past weekend. The Cardinals hired Mike LaFleur. His brother Matt is the head coach of the Packers. I believe he was previously the offensive coordinator of the Rams.
Yeah.
I want to say. I don't like to hire too much just because he doesn't really have a great pedigree like some of the other coaches on the market did, like Sean McDermott and even Mike Tomlin, even though Tomlin might not have wanted to find a job in this cycle.
There's another coach, too, that a lot of people don't talk about is John Gruden. I want to see him come back to football one day.
He's not coming back.
You don't think so?
No.
I'd be watching his show where he be doing like the X's and O's and breaking down teams.
I think he's just kept
I think he
can
can come back. Yeah, he can come
He's
back.
a little bit loopy for my liking.
Continue.
And then the Raiders, they haven't hired him yet, but they poached Clint Kubiak from your Seahawks. Juliette, tell us how you feel about that.
Honestly, I don't know. Because, offensively, I think he'll do good. And obviously, assuming they'll get a quarterback and Mendoza. I think offensively they'll be good. But defensively, I think is where the struggles are. And I think, even watching all the games for the Seahawks this year, there were moments where the offense wasn't really that great. Our offense has really turned it up more recently, and that's more from, the run game than the pass. So, I don't know. We'll see. Raiders fans, you guys see, because you keep taking my Seahawks players, so we'll see.
Hey, the Seahawks know when to get rid of their players, though.
Yeah, we
With
do.
Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, they just know when it's time
Pete
to say
Carroll
goodbye.
too.
Right.
Pete Carroll.
To get
We
McCaffrey.
saw how he did this year with the Raiders. So
Yeah.
But they're smart about it, though. They're in the bowl, How do you feel about them going all the way?
I'm so excited, dude. I was watching the Rams game, and I was I was having a panic attack, freaking out, because I was just so nervous for that game. Because I knew they were going to beat the Niners, but I didn't know if they were going to beat the Rams. I'm trying to relax a little bit more, but, I don't know. The Patriots are still really good, so
No,
it's
I think
be a
you
good
guys
game.
will win by 1,000,000 points. You guys will be fine.
We'll see, man.
Yeah,
We'll
you guys
see.
will be
Though
fine.
Murray might be hurt, though. That
Yeah.
would be a loss on defense.
What if Drew Lock plays? You think you still got it?
Yeah, I'll trust my boy Drew. I trust him.
Shout out Drew, man.
Shout out
Broncos
Drew
legend.
Lock.
Kevo, talk to us about the signings, man. Anyone that really stands out to you?
Well, just Mike McCarthy still can't get over it as a Steelers fan. I just think his play calling seems a little unreasonable at times. But I think heading into an AFC North division, I think there's going to be expectations already set.
Yeah.
I just think comparing that, we just had Mike Tomlin, who also had a little bit of iffy calls throughout the season or throughout the whole career. I just think we're still going to be a mediocre team, unfortunately. But it's going to be competitive, so I know a lot of fans are going to be aggressive with how they expect Mike McCarthy to be, especially when his career with the Packers and then also with the Cowboys. There's a bunch of ups and downs. So I'm as a Steelers fan, I want to, expect a good season, but I don't know what I'll get from Mike McCarthy. But I did see a mock draft for the coming draft. We might get Ty Simpson as quarterback, but we already have Will Howard, Alabama. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Will Howard?
Yeah, we already have him. We haven't really developed him, but that's what I saw so far. But Mike McCarthy, we'll see how that is. But I also saw I find Joe Brady interesting with the Bills.
Yeah.
I really thought that the original coach that they had, I don't think they really wanted to get rid of him. But I also saw the candidates that they had for the Bills weren't really rushed. I really think that the Bills were probably looking for Joe Brady just to hire him next. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I have so far about that. As a Steeler, I'm not so excited about it, but yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, the offseason will be a big part for a lot of teams. One team that I want to talk about is the Giants. That team's going to look appealing, right? You got Jackson Dart, if they don't draft another quarterback, which I think you stick with Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
You got Cam Scatterboo coming back, which he's going to be absolute stud. Malik Neighbors coming back, right? And then you got, John Harbaugh, who's been around the block for a long time. He seems to know what he's doing. I don't know if he can necessarily take them to the promised land because you had prime Lamar and I wouldn't say prime Derrick Henry, but a good running back in Derrick Henry.
He's still in his prime, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's top 10 back for sure. Top 5.
Top
arguably.
5 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say that looks appealing. The Miami Dolphins head coach, he's taking on something good too. And A-Chain, I don't know if Tyreek will be back or not, but you got Waddle, and I think they'll move on from Tua after this season, find someone new. Yeah, they got you because it's just not working in Miami right now. And I think that'll be appealing too. So, yeah. Any other coaches that really stand out to you guys?
I liked
Kevin Stefanski to the Falcons or anything?
He's a good coach. He'll be able. He raises their floor a lot.
Yeah.
He was able to lead those Browns teams with not great offenses under Baker Mayfield. Even though Baker's playing good right now, they had a great defense with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and all those guys in the secondary. So he'll be able to elevate that Falcons defense. And their offense is already the strong suit, and they have Bijan Robinson and Drake London and Kyle Pitts and a great offensive line. They just need to figure out quarterback.
Yeah.
Because do they keep Kirk Cousins around? Do they trade him finally? Do they keep Michael Penix? Do they trade him? Do they try to sign somebody else like Daniel Jones maybe or somebody else like that? We'll have to see.
Indiana will probably try to keep Daniel Jones because they were undefeated for 7-0, 8-0 until he got hurt.
Yeah.
They were looking like he was looking like an MVP along with Jonathan Taylor. So I think they'll probably keep him under contract. And then I don't know, man. What do you think about the Jets?
I don't think they're doing
Everybody's
anything.
gone. They're far gone.
Can't come back.
No.
I think the Titans one is interesting with Saleh.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think you have to develop Cam Ward.
You gotta get him a real receiver.
Offensive-minded. Yeah, I think you got to help him out more offensively than go with a defensive-minded coach. I think that might not clash well.
I think it's a good. I like that hire a lot, just because Cam Ward. I mean, he needs to get developed, but their last head coach Brian Callahan was not good whatsoever, and Saul is great at developing on defense, obviously, because he's a defensive coordinator, former defensive coordinator. But I think that I like the defensive-minded head coaches for the young quarterbacks.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention is how Phillip Rivers was almost the coach of the Bills.
Yeah.
He almost was able to coach Josh Allen and take him under his wing, but their GM said, hey, if you're not fully committed to this, don't sign up, and he didn't sign up. But I know he is still a head coach at a high school team or something like that, so yeah. Any other coaches you want to mention?
No, I did like the Phillip Rivers. That's why I said I don't think the Bills candidates were super high.
Yeah.
I mean, they're having Phillip Rivers getting an interview. That's why I'm saying I think Joe Brady was the next one up, so I think they were just looking forward.
I don't think Joe Brady was the right hire at all.
I don't think so either.
But I don't think Sean McDermott did.
I don't think Sean McDermott should have been fired. I think
He was a scapegoat.
Really?
They should have got Mike McDaniel.
Oh,
that would've
yeah.
been
After they
good.
hired
That would've been
McDermott,
good.
or after they fired McDermott, they should have got Mike McDaniel. They should have got even Brian Dable, he's the offensive coordinator with the Titans, which is why I like the Salah hire, because Dable, we've seen how good he is as an offensive coordinator. He used to be the offensive coordinator of the Bills during those early Josh Allen years, at Alabama as well for a little bit. When they had, I think that was during the Jalen Hurts time and the Tua time when they were just going off. So I think he can tap into Cam Ward's potential. They got to make some moves in the offseason, though. But, yeah, back to the Bills. You fire McDermott, like he's the scapegoat, like Kevin said, and then you hire in-house. You just promote your offensive coordinator to head coach. That doesn't make much sense to me at all. And then, again, with the Steelers, too, I don't get the hire at all. You want a culture change with Mike Tomlin, so you'd think you would go out and hire like a Jesse Minter or a Clint Kubiak or somebody like that hasn't been a head coach, somebody that's fresh. They have a fresh mind for the game. But then you hire Mike McCarthy. Yeah. He's not even the best veteran coach that's on the market. You could have got John Harbaugh. I think Kevin Stefanski's better than McCarthy too. Yeah. I didn't even like McCarthy when he was with the Packers. Yeah. Because what did he do with the Packers? He won a Super Bowl in 2011.
A long time ago.
And he didn't find Aaron Rodgers. He wasn't the head coach when they drafted him. He didn't find Jordan Love. He was fired before they drafted him.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets a lot of success for the success of Rodgers, too.
Yeah, and he inherited that great Cowboys offense, too, when he came there. He didn't get anybody. CeeDee Lamb was already there. Dak Prescott obviously was already there. And the offenses were literally getting worse when he gets there. Like, they had a better offense under Jason Garrett, and they had a better offense this year under Brian Schottenheimer. So I just don't see what McCarthy does for the Steelers.
Do you think, like, teams, like, kind of panic and, like, the fans kind of get to them? Because there's got to be, like, the players, coaches, GMs, they got to be online. And you know how fans get, we need to do this, we need to do that. And you think they kind of just panic and they just make these urgent hires?
I think for most of them, yeah. I think some might be already, like, pre-made. Yeah, I keep going back to the Bills. I think that one was just already pre-made. Some of these are just wild. Like, I do think fans do play a part, but it's just so weird now. You just see so many coaches got offloaded. So I think there was a little bit of hurry of, like, okay, we need a coach. Everyone's gone. There's great candidates because everyone was gone. So I think it's just some of them is pre-made, but fans do play a little bit of the part into it, yeah.
I mean, some of the moves make sense, like with Tomlin. Yeah. Like, it's been years, and then there's like Sean McDermott. They go years without doing anything. But I feel like there's a lot of impatience nowadays. And you see it a lot in college football, too. Oh, yeah. You see that impatience where it's like, hey, you're not doing anything in 3 years, you're out of here. And it's like, give them some time a little bit to develop the team, or if the roster's really not that good. But, yeah, I think there's a little bit of impatience going on.
I think just like the Ravens and Bills were kind of warranted to fire their guys, obviously Harbaugh and McDermott, just because they don't want to waste their primes. They don't want to waste Lamar Jackson's prime, or they don't want to waste Josh Allen's prime. And obviously they're making the playoffs every year, so are the Steelers, but what does that equate to?
Yeah.
Because they're not making the Super Bowl. None of them have made the Super Bowl since, the Ravens in 2012.
How much of it is actually on the players, though, too, for not getting over the hump? Like, what was it, last year? Mark Andrews drops that ball. They could have went all the way.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fair.
And Lamar Jackson just hasn't been great in the playoffs historically. Same thing with Josh Allen.
Same thing with like Justin Herbert. He can't get over the hill, and he's had different head coaches. So
Yeah.
how much of it is actually on the players and not the coaches? Because as a coach, you're supposed to put your guy in the best situation possible. But if the player can't execute what the coach is scheming up, how much of it is on them?
I would say it's probably like 50-50, just because, like, we saw this year Josh Allen, he commits 5 turnovers versus the Broncos. But, like, who's he throwing the ball to?
I was going to say, depends on the roster.
He's throwing down to his wide receiver one, Keon Coleman.
Hey,
like,
man.
are we serious?
He got
Keon
that at
Coleman.
Macy's,
They get rid of Stephon Diggs, and he's in the Super Bowl now, even though he's not doing as much as he probably would like to. But Stephon Diggs, he was a true wide receiver one. And now who do they have? Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman.
Brandon Cooks was kind of hooping too, but
and he dropped that pass, Brandon Cooks, in that game.
But like, do we really want Brandon Cooks as our wide receiver one in 2026?
Absolutely not.
That guy's like 30. I'm sorry, that guy's like 35 years old.
I know. Yeah, I think a lot of teams are going to be optimistically aggressive in the draft, and I think this is going to be a heavy offensive draft, big time.
Yeah.
Like I see a lot of teams going out and getting guys like, if they need a wide receiver, Mekhi Lemon, Carnell
Jordan
Tate,
Tyson.
There's some good guys up in there that they can go target a lot of teams, but
I just wonder how the quarterbacks are going to shape out in the draft.
I don't know.
After Fernando Mendoza, I'm going to be honest, I don't like Mendoza as a first overall pick. I think he deserves to be the first overall pick, but compared to the last couple drafts, like Caleb Williams and Cam Ward.
That might go down as the best, not Cam Ward in that draft, but that might go down as the best draft class for a quarterback in a long time.
Oh, 2024?
Yeah.
For
Bo
sure.
Nix,
Yeah.
Caleb
Williams,
Williams, Drake May.
For sure.
We haven't
Yeah,
seen
that was
J.J.
good.
McCarthy produce because he just can't stay healthy. Michael Penix, he's kind of having struggles.
And Jane Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. He just dealt with injuries this year, but he'll be back next year.
Right.
So I'm curious to see what's going to happen and what's going to take place. So
Yeah.
Super Bowl, though.
Super Bowl.
Is this in
Would
there?
you ever have thought you would get rid of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and those guys
To win a Super Bowl?
to be in the Super Bowl? Could
Yeah.
you ever predict?
Yes and no.
Yeah?
Because compared to like a lot of Seahawks fans, a lot of Seahawks fans loved Geno Smith. And I'm like, he's okay. Like, he didn't really do anything after 2022. And I get he was hurt and all that kind of stuff, but like, they just weren't going anywhere. And obviously that started with firing Pete Carroll, because you need to have a new, mindset going in. But then, I don't know. I just felt like they weren't really going anywhere, especially offensively. So I feel like the moves, they were worth it, especially when DK was saying that stuff like, the grass is greener on the other side.
It is.
I don't think it really is it?
It is not. But stay right with us. We'll be back. We got to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our next segment. Welcome back. Interesting commercial break. That is a new feature we can add in for you guys to keep you guys updated, and you can see our lovely city, Omaha. But now I want to kind of pivot to the NBA. A lot of drama, a lot of news, a lot of reports. Juliette, what's something that really sticks out to you?
I mean, I think the Giannis situation is probably the biggest thing. We saw that the Warriors backed out, which, in my opinion, I think that was the right move. I just feel like Giannis wouldn't want to play with him, and that would be like a win-now scenario. And I feel like the roster overall doesn't really benefit them to win a championship right away.
I think with the Warriors, I said it, 2 podcasts ago, Kev? I was like, you just need to do something. The fact that they got a center is good, but you got a guy who's only played 17 games, can't stay healthy. We traded our upside in Kuminga for Kristaps. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
And who did they trade for?
Kristaps Porzingis. So, as a Warriors fan, Steph, just go ahead and announce that farewell tour. I'll be there, bro. Just wrap it up. It's been a good run, bro. I thought Draymond Green was going to get traded because I don't know if you guys seen the press conference. Yes. He was like, man, it's been a effing run, Yeah. So I was like, man, if they trade Draymond, they already traded Clay. They already messed with my heart. But, yeah, as we get older, our superstars and our heroes get older, and eventually they just got to say, hey, Father Time's caught up with me. So, but another one that I think a lot of people don't want to talk about, James Harden. Right?
Oh yeah.
You want to take it?
Yeah, I mean, that one, I saw that he didn't request for the trade. That the Clippers just decided to let him go. I don't know if I really like it. I mean, they just traded an older for Cleveland. They're more of a younger core, or not so young, but for Darius Garland, who's a little bit younger, going to the Clippers. I don't know how I feel about that. But James Harden just goes to the Cavs. Seems okay, but I just
that
don't think
backcourt's gonna be filthy, bro.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. Oh my god!
I don't know if this season they're gonna be seriously gonna be a deep threat in the playoffs, but it's interesting. I like Kawhi and James Harden together. I mean, the Clippers weren't doing phenomenal either in the West, but maybe it was time for them. But I just don't know. I see James Harden doing so well. Producing with them. They got Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's averaging like 29, 30. James Harden was picking it up a little bit, but I just don't know how well they'll work together. But they still have like Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley. So I think they can build around James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. But that one was interesting. Not so big, but like, I guess his time with the Clippers is over. But he's bounced around a couple of teams a lot.
Yeah, James Harden. I just got to say something. When he was at OKC, coming off the bench with KD and Westbrook, he was hooping. We're like, oh, yeah, he's going to be big. Goes to the Rockets, hoops, was averaging 40 for, like, the longest time. Won some MVPs with him. And then after he left the Rockets, it's kind of been, hey, who wants me? Who needs me? Yes. And he hasn't really lived up to what he used to be back in, 2018, 2019? Yes. Bro, you've been traveling everywhere. The Sixers, the Clippers, the Nets, and you couldn't win with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. What are we doing? So the fact, I mean, you're right. He did not want the trade, but it's like, James, if you don't do something, we're going to have some serious talks about your legacy, bro, because you've been with all these great superstars and you haven't been able to get over the hump. Granted, you did have to play my Golden State Warriors in 2018, 2016, 2017 with the stacked team, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant, right? But, I mean, bro, you're so good of a player, you should be able to lead your team to a championship, and he just can't produce. So that's my thoughts on James Harden. Hopefully he can do something in Cleveland because they haven't seen greatness since LeBron left, but I don't know. Talk to me. What do you think about it, Juliette?
I feel like it's the right move for Cleveland, at least right now. I mean, obviously James Harden's not like the greatest right now. I think he's been playing better. I think it's the good move for Cleveland right now because look at the rest of the East. You don't have the Pacers as a threat. You obviously don't have Milwaukee as a threat. You don't have most of those big teams. You don't have Boston anymore. It's mostly just like the Knicks and them. Not your Sixers.
Boston's second in the East, by the way.
They are?
Yeah.
No way.
And
Without Jason
Tatum's
Tatum.
projected to come back real soon too.
Yeah.
They could be scary,
But that's the thing. But that's why Cleveland should make those moves because
Yeah.
they got to. This is like an opportunity for them to be
To get ahead.
competitive.
It's
yeah.
a very unhealthy Eastern Conference compared to even last year.
Yeah.
So, I like to trade for the Cavs, just because I think it's a similar situation to Trae Young, right? I think the Cavs are just better without Darius Garland. If I'm being honest, I had the stat pulled up. They're 18-8 without Darius Garland this year, and they're a 500 team with Darius Garland. I think they're 13-13. So he sat like half the games. He's been out with injury, but I don't mind them trading Garland. They're gonna have to sign him to an extension here soon anyway. But now you get Harden. The Clippers paid off a lot of his contracts, so the Cavs really aren't paying that much to him. I also like to trade for the Sixers, if I'm being honest. You might think, what do the Sixers have to do with this trade?
We know.
But if you remember, Sixers traded James Harden to the Clippers for a couple first-round picks. Now it looks like the Clippers are tanking. They're already bad. They're already, I think, a bottom 3 team in the West, record-wise.
They're
So-
not doing great.
If they're going to continue to plummet, we don't know if Garland's going to play a whole lot more this year because he's been on the injury train the entire year. Obviously, he only played half the games in Cleveland. But, yeah, they got 2 first-round picks in the next 3 years from the Clippers. So if they continue to tank, that sets up the Sixers well for the future. So
another aspect to kind of think about that a lot of people kind of overlook is like it's not always about when it comes to a trade. It's not always about how they can produce on the court, on the field, right? It's also how are they like in the locker room. If they're a vet, what are they teaching to the rookies? What So what do you think James Harden will be like in the locker room? I remember he was having some trouble back in Houston, off the court.
I think he'll be good. They got
so?
a young guy, Jalen Tyson. He's been balling. He dropped 40 versus the Sixers the other day. So I think that also made Garland expendable because Tyson, he just got named to the All-Star team for the Rising Stars. So he's just emerged in the last month or so, but I think that made Garland expendable because Tyson's now balling. You obviously have
He's down up in Mitchell City now.
you got Spida. I mean,
It's always been.
let me finish, bro. But yeah, you got Spida balling. He's probably a top 3 MVP candidate right now. And then now you got Harden. What?
No, go ahead. You want us to let you finish? Go ahead.
So Harden can kind of coach up Tyson down the stretch here, and then he's got a playoff pedigree. You know, he took those 16-17 Warriors to Game 7. So yeah, you got a lot of stuff going for them right now.
Cook up.
I'll keep on refreshing Sham's Instagram and Twitter. I'm hoping to see a big trade. And obviously, like Juliette said, Giannis is like the biggest name that's going on right now. Everyone's saying where he's going to go. And then that kind of just leads me to it's pointing towards the Timberwolves because we just saw before filming that the Timberwolves traded Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and 4 second-round picks to Chicago for Ayo Dosunmu and Julian Phillips. And we just got rid of Mike Conley. We kind of just gave a salary dump for Mike Conley. So I think it's pointing towards the Timberwolves that Giannis might be going there, or there will be a trade going to the Timberwolves. I personally want to see a point guard. We got rid of Mike Conley. Now we got rid of Rob Dillingham, which I thought we were going to produce him, but I guess not. So I kind of want to see a point guard, and my 3 options I would want to go for would be maybe Keontae George, but that's probably like my least. Keontae George, I would go for him. Trey Murphy III, I definitely want to go for him.
Sleeper,
Yeah. He just dropped 40 last night. And then my other one I wanted to go for was MPJ. Yeah.
What about John Morant?
No.
Because he's definitely getting traded today.
Yeah.
I can assure you.
The whole Memphis dynasty just got picked apart too. Well, it wasn't really a dynasty, but the whole hype that they had back in 2024.
Yeah.
All got picked up. Yeah, they all got picked apart now. So I think Ja still has one standing. So he will be next.
They have no motion as a franchise at all.
Yeah.
They have
Finding
no.
the West.
They continue to rebuild after those early Conley years and Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph.
Memphis Mike too. Back then.
They really should have went farther than they did in those years, but then you had to go through the Thunder
They had
with Westbrook and Durant. You had
Yeah.
those prime Spurs years. Lakers were still good. Warriors were
And
coming
Mavericks.
Houston.
up. Yeah, Mavericks as well with Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, since those days, they've just been in a constant rebuild. Obviously, they traded Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz today.
Yeah, yes.
Why are the Jazz trading for him? I don't understand that at all. The Jazz are even worse than the Clippers. I don't understand it at all.
I mean, unless it's for trade asset, maybe. But then
I don't know. He just signed a Supermax, like in 2024, I think.
I like
JJJ did.
I do
so.
like that for the Utah Jazz, though. They got Keontae George having a good year this year. They got Jaren Jackson Jr., recent Defensive Player of the Year. And then they also have Lauri Markkanen, who's also averaging 28, 29. So I think the Jazz are building something up. Unfortunate for Memphis, they're not really looking so good, but I think the Jazz are they beaten like good contenders this year, so I think they're just adding another asset to it. I like the idea, so we'll see how that goes.
I guess my thought process is just if you're rebuilding, just rebuild in the draft or sign a free agent, because now they're dealing all these picks. They dealt like 4 second-round picks to the Grizzlies, and they dealt Walter Clayton Jr., who just won the national championship with Florida, young guys. So I just don't.
maybe they think there's nobody like promising in the draft that they could
This
get.
is going to be the best draft class ever.
Well,
I'm just being
there were
honest.
some other trades, Jared McCain left, Anthony Davis to the Wizards. But we'll be right back. We got to go to another commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for another segment. All right, welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed that commercial break. We got Juliette in the building, man. We're just still trying to wrap our heads around the NBA trades and stuff. But one I wanted to get into, I'm going to let him take it away because he is a big Sixers fan, Jared McCain. Why'd they let him go?
I don't know, man. He was literally the front runner for Rookie of the Year last year before he got hurt. And then his ACL injury carried over to this year. Mm-hmm. So he's still just trying to get back to full strength. But over the last 2 weeks, he's been playing some good minutes off the bench for the Sixers. I was thinking, because they got, 4 second-round picks for him?
I don't know.
They got a first and 3 seconds. I think they got a first and 3 seconds. I was thinking that maybe they could package.
It should pop up. Producer, can we have the graphic pop up with the ticker? It'll be able to show what we got for him, what you guys got for him.
But yeah, they gave up a first and 3 seconds for Jared McCain. Yeah, I don't understand it really for Philly because he was giving you good minutes. He's a young guy. He's only 21 years old, after all. So
I feel like I see it now. I feel like SGA, he's out for 2 weeks. I think it's a smart play. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe it was discussed about before that they wanted Jared McCain because he did have the accolades of being Rookie of the Year last season, and then figure out that SGA is out for 2 weeks. I think that's a smart move that they did. Now you can get Jared McCain with the young core, and I think he'll fit in with OKC. Even though they're all hurt. Yeah, I saw yesterday the roster against Spurs. It was game of the day, but like literally the whole starting five was hurt. You had Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, a couple other guys that were playing most of the minutes against the Spurs when they had Wemby, Stephon Castle. They're healthy starting five, or mainly most of them. So I think having Jared McCain right now is going to be good for OKC. You just fit him in, toss him in. I think he'll fit in. I think everyone else seems happy to be playing with OKC. They all fit in and have good chemistry. But it's just a big blow having SGA out for 2 weeks, but then their whole roster's hurt. But I like it. Unfortunate for the 76ers. But
I love the trade for the Thunder. Their biggest problem is shooting.
Yeah,
But they get Jared McCain, who's been a good shooter.
Yeah.
In high school, and obviously at Duke, and then he was a top 20 pick to the Sixers, and he's shot good last year. He's been shooting good the last couple weeks. Like I said, he's been balling. So I like the trade for the Thunder.
Yeah.
I think Jared McCain's probably going to be starting the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
With,
if you're a Jared
SGA
McCain
out.
fan, then I think you're just happy for him going to OKC. He can finally blossom, probably.
Yeah, he was kind of blocked out of the rotation in Philly, even though he was playing minutes, obviously off the bench, maybe 15 to 20 minutes a game. But then you have Tyrese Maxey; they're not moving him. VJ Edgecombe, they're not moving him. Quentin Grimes is due for a new contract this offseason, but he's just been more involved in the rotation, to be honest. And that's probably because of the McCain injury.
Right.
But Grimes has been there the whole season. So it's kind of how it goes. But I was thinking they might be able to package the picks for something bigger. I was thinking maybe Giannis, because Giannis had mentioned that he likes Philly. He wants to play with Tyrese Maxey. And then obviously they still got Joel Embiid. They have a roster spot open now with the Paul George suspension. Yeah, don't get me started on that. I was just vouching for the guy last episode, saying, "Oh, he dropped 9 3-pointers. He's turning back the clock."
That's what happened to me.
Why was he turning back the clock? Because he's popping the. Yeah. So
another trade just come in. It's not super deep, but the Los Angeles Lakers are trading Gabe Vincent and a 2032 second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Kennard.
Gabe Vincent.
Are we antsy at this point? We're
Gabe
just doing
Vincent?
Stuff. Yeah. We only have time for one more topic, and I'm let you take it. Anthony Davis to the Wizards. Trae Young, Anthony Davis. What are they doing over there in Washington?
I have no idea. I'm 100% honest. I mean, I feel like the move would make sense a couple years ago. The issue is they're both injury prone, so I don't really know. I think the bigger story with this is how they traded Luka for Anthony Davis and then traded him away.
Klay Thompson went there too.
Yeah, and Kyrie, the whole superstar, it
just blew it up, huh?
That didn't work. But, I mean, at least they got,
Go ahead.
I forgot what they got for the draft. What's his name again?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag, thank
Duke
you.
Guy.
Their whole organizational structure changed when they won the lottery. Because now you're Nico Harrison. You know what he was doing? He was trying to trade for Anthony Davis to win now, but then they win the lottery. Some people think it was rigged.
It's
I think it's
very
just,
rigged.
I think
We're
it's
not
just
gonna
luck.
get into it.
It's a lottery. It's luck, bro.
Nah, Vegas
It's luck.
knows what they're doing.
But when they win the lottery, they were able to get Cooper Flag, who is going to win Rookie of the Year. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, he is.
He just dropped 40. I think 46 or something
The
this
past 3 games
weekend.
he's been 30+, but they've lost against the Hornets, other teams.
His former Duke teammate.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's just balling, like he said. Yeah, so they can just build around him. They were able to trade Anthony Davis away. I like the trade for both teams, to be honest. Just because the Wizards, again, with the locker room, Anthony Davis is just a veteran, 10-time All-Star. He can just help people grow in the locker room, like Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George. He's the one on the Wizards, right? Not Keontae George.
Yeah, Keontae George is in the
Keyshawn George on the Wizards. So they can help all those young guys grow. They're going to get a good pick in the draft, too. And like I said, this is probably one of the best draft classes of all time. A.J. DeBonce's there. Darren Peterson's there. Cam Boozer from Duke.
Yeah.
Keaton Wagler, too, from Illinois. He's projected as a top 5 pick right now, too. He just torched the Nebraska. So,
Last couple minutes, talk to us. AD to the Wizards, what do you think?
I think if you're a Mavericks fan, you lost the trade. You lost Luke in the process, who's the number 1 scoring candidate right now. For AD, now AD is with the Wizards. I really don't like the call. And now you have the Mavericks building around Cooper Flag with Chris Middleton. But now AD injury prone. It's kind of sad how it's tanking from the Lakers to the Mavericks, now to the Wizards. If he's healthy, same with Trae Young, I think they could maybe build something around. I don't know how I see it. They got Trey Johnson balling out. Bub Carrington can also be a good potential, but I just think AD is going to be slowly fading away. He's still injury prone, but overall, I think the Mavericks just lost the trade in the whole thing.
yeah.
Well, that concludes our show, guys. Juliette, we appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Thank you.
Anytime you want to come back on, we'd love to have you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Give her a follow on Instagram. You want to tell them your socials?
It's just Juliette.Eckler, all lowercase. Yeah.
All right. You guys stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.